In the summer of 2019, Australia faced an unprecedented disaster, one that would go down in history as the Black Summer bushfires. Over several months, the nation was ravaged by some of the most intense and widespread fires ever recorded. The fires not only decimated vast areas of wilderness but also had profound effects on human communities, wildlife, and the environment. Fueled by a combination of extreme heat, ongoing drought, and the devastating impacts of climate change, the fires spread rapidly and became increasingly difficult to contain. The Gospers Mountain Fire, one of the largest and most destructive blazes of the season, ignited in October 2019. It eventually burned over 500,000 hectares of land in New South Wales, becoming a symbol of the destruction that would follow. As the fire tore through the landscape, it left in its wake unimaginable destruction. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate their homes, fleeing the smoke and flames that had engulfed entire towns. The chaos and fear that swept through these communities were unlike anything many had experienced before. Entire villages were reduced to ashes, and thousands of homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure were lost. The emotional toll on those affected was immeasurable, with many left without homes or livelihoods. But perhaps the most heartbreaking consequence of the Black Summer fires was the devastating toll on Australia's wildlife. Over 3 billion animals were affected, with many species facing the risk of extinction. The fires swept through vital habitats, leaving animals like koalas, kangaroos, and birds with nowhere to go. Koalas, in particular, were hit hard, with many populations decimated by the loss of their eucalyptus forest homes. As the fires raged on, the environmental impact deepened, with vast areas of forest completely destroyed, and entire ecosystems rendered uninhabitable for countless species. The scale of the fires was truly staggering. Smoke from the blazes drifted far beyond the fire zones, reaching as far as New Zealand. The dense smoke cloud severely impacted air quality, making it dangerous to breathe in major cities like Sydney and Melbourne. For weeks, residents were urged to stay indoors, as the air became hazardous, causing health problems for vulnerable groups, especially children, the elderly, and those with respiratory conditions. Firefighters, emergency responders, and volunteers worked tirelessly to battle the flames, risking their lives to save people and animals. Yet, despite their heroic efforts, the fires were relentless. At the peak of the crisis, more than 30 people lost their lives, and the fires were still burning well into early 2020. The efforts of both local and international firefighters, who traveled from countries like the United States and Canada, were nothing short of extraordinary, but the sheer size and intensity of the fires made containment an uphill battle. The relentless heat and strong winds made it difficult to predict the fire's path, and entire fire fronts would sometimes merge, creating even more intense and catastrophic blazes. As the fires eventually began to subside in early 2020, the true extent of the damage became clear. More than 18 million hectares of land were burned, with entire ecosystems destroyed and hundreds of thousands of people displaced. The Australian government and local communities immediately launched recovery efforts, working to rebuild homes, restore wildlife habitats, and support those who had lost everything. Charitable organizations, volunteers, and citizens from across the world stepped up to help with donations, recovery work, and mental health support for the survivors. The Black Summer bushfires also prompted a global conversation about climate change and its role in the severity of natural disasters. Many experts pointed to the fires as a stark reminder of the need for urgent action to mitigate the effects of climate change. The extreme weather conditions that fueled these fires are becoming more frequent and intense, and Australia's bushfire seasons are expected to get worse in the future unless significant steps are taken to address global warming. The fires not only changed the physical landscape of Australia but also raised awareness about the urgent need for fire prevention strategies, better resources for firefighting, and improved infrastructure for climate resilience. In the wake of the fires, Australia faces a long road to recovery. The rebuilding process is ongoing, with efforts focused on restoring wildlife habitats, providing mental health support to the affected communities, and rebuilding the homes and infrastructure that were lost. The Black Summer fires stand as a reminder of the power of nature, the resilience of the Australian people, and the importance of addressing climate change before it's too late. This disaster has left an indelible mark on the hearts of millions, and the lessons learned from this tragedy will shape Australia's approach to natural disasters for years to come. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for more real-life stories like this. Your support helps us keep bringing important content to you.